Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry Collection, and Finding God Anime Devotional for Otakus, which is free on a variety of platforms. I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Oh my goodness, happy Friday, friends. I'm so excited for this video, and if I said that weird, I literally just bit my tongue because I was so excited. So, oh my goodness, I am hyped for today's video because we are featuring a sports manga. Yes, it just released this past Tuesday, and I'm already going to tell you now, you need to put this on your manga recommendation list or must read for sports manga. And it's funny, I distracted myself because I did like this. And I will talk about what that means in just a minute in light of this manga. But let's go ahead and say what that manga is, and that is Run on Your New Legs. Yes, I have been anticipating this since last year. Dude, this has been on my most anticipated wish list since I saw it. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it's here. I was looking at Amazon and it said that I pre-ordered this back in September of last year. And I'm like, it's here. And I read it all in one sitting. And I'm like, I have to wait for volume 2. No. It is so amazing. It is excellent. Yes, I totally recommend it. I totally do. But in case if you're not familiar with Run Your New Legs, it is about our main guy here. His name is Kiku Zato. I remember, I was trying to practice that beforehand, but his name is Kiku Zato, and he sort of had dreams of going to this prestigious high school to play soccer with his best friend. They wanted to basically be the first years who were in the starting lineup and play in the games, but something happens and he ends up getting to, I don't know if it's an accident. It says a terrible incident. We don't know what it is though, but a terrible incident cost him his leg, and he basically gives up his athletic dreams. He feels they will never happen. He had to repeat the grade level that he is in, and I feel like, is just really down the dumps about it. Even if his attitude doesn't always show that, it's obvious that it does really take a toll on him personally, at least mentally. But as he is with a classmate and they're walking, he comes across this guy right here. His name is Chidori, and he is a prosthetist. I think I said that right. I had to legit practice that because I was like, I don't know what this is. Well, I knew what it is, but I couldn't say it for whatever reason. But he sees them, and basically our main guy, he goes to help this child and lady, and Chidori sees how fast he can run without this kind of prosthetic leg, and he was like, wow, you're pretty fast. And so long story short, he's like, look, if you run for me, I will make this leg for you, this artificial limb, for free, but you just have to run the fastest that you can. And so unfolds their unique partnership and everything that happens after that. I absolutely love this, though I have to admit, okay, so I know that in sports manga, it's not where the main character has to have this sunshine personality, thinking of Hinata from Haikyuu. I know this, but I happened to literally watch Haikyuu right before reading this, and I was a little bit caught off guard with our main guy and that he doesn't have this sunshine personality. In fact, he's pretty grumpy, and it's sort of heartwarming, to be honest, because he's pretty special, and it definitely, I was gonna say warmed me, but that sounds bad, but it definitely rubbed off on me, so to speak, but not where I was grumpy, but in the sense I'm like, he's so precious, and it was a lot of fun. He is a very different kind of main character, and like I said, that he doesn't have this sunshine personality. From the beginning, I believe, we're seeing him look really, I don't know, I was gonna say down the dumps, but I don't know if that's the right word, but you can see him right here. He is watching the soccer players play, and he doesn't say anything in the beginning, and he just gets sort of frustrated really easily, but he has such a huge heart, as we come to find out very quickly. And oh my goodness, when Chidori comes to him, it's really sketchy, dude. Super sketchy. Even I was like, oh, okay. When they said passing, I was like, okay, so they just, sort of an incident where they sort of meet, which is obviously what does happen, but I did not expect it to look super sketchy like it did. I'm like, this grown man is trying to sell you stuff, just randomly approached you up in the train station. you should just avoid him. You should just avoid him. So I was definitely a little bit leery of Chidori, but he is a super fun character. I mean, there are translation notes at the back, and the reason I changed the hand motion that I was doing, or the, not symbol, but the hand gesture, whatever you want to call it, is because, okay, I did it differently, but this here, according to the translation notes, is sort of like a sign for money. I think that's what it said. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah, it's a symbol that is basically code for the word money. So I was like, And so it's just interesting. So, I mean, here they are. This is his friend right here, but here's the panel first before I get into him. I love his friend. He is so cool. Where's he at? His name is Yusami, and trying to find a good panel of him. Here we go. Here's more of the sketchy moments that we have with the guy. And look at him. He is so precious. He is the sunshine in this manga. I love how supportive he is and just how encouraging and how really he just goes out of his way, but in a way that's not awkward or makes our main guy feel awkward. He's just there and genuinely wants to be a friend. He is so great. And I was like, I cannot wait to see more of him on page because I really, really enjoyed his character. I feel like all of the characters in this manga were really, really great. It's a great cast, and I am very excited for the antagonist. I would show a picture of him, but I am not going to because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I really liked him, and I feel like he is sort of the antagonist that's sort of like you love to hate or hate to love, or maybe it's a combination of both. I was like, I feel so many mixed feelings about him, but he is going to be, I think, a very great rival. And oh my goodness. So I know I'm sort of everywhere. Sorry about that, guys, but I'm so, so excited. So the reason I was like really hyped for this manga is because I feel like we don't see things involving the Paralympics. And it's sort of interesting because it doesn't actually talk about it in the blurb, but I feel like it was originally, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just because at the time I heard about this, the Paralympics were going on, and I believe that they just wrapped up here recently. And I was like, we need more manga on the Paralympics because it is so inspiring. And Chidori actually mentions, I don't remember where it was at, but he basically wants him to fly, and he's like, you're gonna inspire people. And it's so true. Like, watching the Olympics is inspiring enough, but when you see the Paralympics and you see these people play, it's even that more inspiring and just that more like, wow, this is incredible. And I felt that feeling as I read this. I love when we see him run for the first time again, and another incident that happens where he's running later on. Like, it is amazing, and it captures all of these feelings that you're like, you want him to succeed. You want him to chase these dreams. And there is a panel that I absolutely love when Chidori says, because it is so true. Again, it goes along with his sketchiness, but it's really great. Sorry, I'm trying to find. Here we go. He said, there are so many moments in life when the heart knows what it wants, but our feet just won't take that next step forward. That's when we need a little nudge from others. And there was some sketchiness involved in that, but it was so true. And I'm so thankful that despite how sketchy Chidori was in the beginning, that he is one of those people that is pushing our main guy along, and our main guy is going to do great things. He is stubborn, and he is willing. Like, right here is a great page where he's like, I'm also a runner. Like, he is not afraid to just be vocal about his feelings and things that he says. And it's interesting because with this character, they sort of have a minor conversation about disability, and he was like, yeah, well, I don't feel disabled, so I'm glad you took the seat, and just so you know, I'm not the dude's client. I'm going out of my way to help him with his sports prosthetics work. I hope I'm saying that word right. And that's when he says, I'm also a runner. So they have a great, like, as you see this panel, like, it was just, it was so good. They have a great confrontation that was like, yes, very, very good. And that's where you see a lot of his personality. And this was such a great first volume that sets everything up, I feel like, for future volumes. It wasn't slow. It was very engaging. And the art is incredible. I love the art. Where is that one panel? I must show it because it is just, it sort of reminds me of the cover. Look at this. I love it. I mean, the art is fantastic. And one thing that's really interesting is when it comes to his artificial limb here, you can see like so many of the details of everything. And when he hurts his leg earlier and he has to fix it, where's it at? He's at the nurse's office. Here we go. Yeah, you can see him tinkering and fixing it the way that it is so it's comfortable for him. And it was just very, very unique. I really love that just attention to detail. And it is just very, very good. And there is so much going for this manga, and just our main guy and just all of these characters. I'm really, really looking forward to volume 2. And the ending sort of left on a cliffhanger a little bit. Yes and no. Yes and no. So, I mean, I was about to show it. Like, Laura, don't show the last page. But it shows, I mean, it's not a huge spoiler at the end. But then what was really cool is that, okay, I can cover up this. I'll cover it like this. But our manga here, that he gives like a little bit of a preview, yep, underneath this, of the next volume. And that made it a cliffhanger, because I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to know what's going to happen, what's going to go down next, because just, I need answers. I absolutely need answers. And this was interesting. So this is actually on the cover, like this, that's a page, but like they actually printed on the cover. And I thought that very interesting. And it's also on this page, on the back cover too. So that was really interesting, because I have not seen that in manga before, and it was great. It was great. I say all of that because I really, really enjoyed this manga. I am so hyped for the next volume, and I would definitely recommend this to those who love sports manga. And it's not, I feel like, quite as intense as, say, something like Haikyuu or Kuroko's Basketball. So I feel like if you're curious about sports manga and want something that's not quite as intense when you first jump in, this is a very, very good one. And one thing too, before I wrap up, that I want to mention is I love how dreams played a role in this story. It was so good. I don't know, like, if that was based on people, because he does, I think he interviewed or he got help from, what did he say? He thanked a few different athletes, and then he also thanked a few different companies, and then of course like his assistants, which I thought was really cool. So I don't know if maybe it was based on some of the athletics personal stories, or if it was just something that the mangaka put in there, but I really, really like that, because I think dreams are just very awesome, except for bad dreams. Nobody likes those kind of dreams, but I just like dreams. So I thought it really cool that dreams were actually mentioned in the manga, and that they did play a role in the choices that our main guy actually makes, like involving certain situations and such. It was very, very good. So I will stop my rambles there, my friends, but please know I love this. I'm already waiting for volume 2. I have it on pre-order, and the second volume, like the cover of it is super cute. I love how our main guy looks on there. It's like, yes, I need to know what happens next. It is such a great, and I'd say like a low-key action. It has action, and it has a lot of that like anticipation that I feel like sports manga has, but like I said, it's not as intense as like Haikyuu and such. So this would be a great beginner sports manga, and also just a great sports manga for like fans that love it and read it all the time. Let's say I'm looking forward to it. I've already said that, you guys know that, but the characters are great, our main guy is great, and I just hope that this guy goes to far places. Cannot wait to see what happens next. Let me know, friends, have there been any recent releases that you're just like, yes, I loved it so much, or that you're really excited to read? I believe Living Room Matsugana-san Volume 10 released this past week, and so I know a lot of my friends have been really hyped for that as well. So many great releases, and I would love to hear what some of the releases are that you're very excited for and very hyped for. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!